Welcome back live from Los Angeles. We have Jennifer Jaden in the house.
Hello.
The society gal, extraordinaire, blogger, all the above, now an agency. We want to hear your secrets of success online.
Yeah, so I think the secret to success is being authentic and really getting clear in like, what is your voice? What are you here to talk about? Because if you're kind of all over the place and there's no consistency, people don't really know like what it is you're doing. So there needs to be intention and consistency. And I think that's the key to success for sure online.
You were one of the pioneers of the blogging world, of the influencer space. Let's talk about that from the beginning for you and what you've learned along the way.
Right. So I actually, before Society Gal, I had started a online platform and blog, and that's what moved me to LA. I actually sold that business, and then I started Society Gal after that. So I have been in the influencer, blogger, Instagram world for quite some time, and I think it's cool to see all of these women and people just, they're able to create their own success, and it's really cool. It's not, you don't have to just like go down this path. It's like you can really create and design what you want to do. So it's pretty cool.
But what has it been like for you? I mean, there isn't a girl in LA that I talk to that doesn't know Jennifer Jaden, that doesn't know the Society Gal. I mean, if you are an influencer or in this kind of space of ambassadorship at all, you're a leading lady of it.
Oh, thank you.
What does that feel like?
You know, my goal is to just connect people and to really help people share their stories and their voice. And so that's what like I've always been good at, is connecting people, bringing people together, sharing their stories. And that's really my goal. So anything beyond that is just kind of like the icing on the cake. So I think it's just important to remember who you are and coming back to why you started and what's the big picture here, and just staying in line with that and remembering that.
I wonder what you've learned about yourself through this journey.
Oh my gosh, my journey has been a very rocky road with health issues and things like that. And I feel like in those dark times, you really find the light. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really kept me going, because there's times, you know, when, you know, things don't work out online or in business or anything and you want to just give up. But I think that's where it comes back to the consistency and comes back to really coming back inside of you. And what is the big picture? What are you trying to do? Who are you trying to serve? And who are you trying to help?
So was there an actual moment? Because what we found after so many inspirational interviews and finding people have their passion, their purpose, there's usually a moment. There's usually a moment when you go, you know what, I'm deciding and committing to this. Was there a moment for you?
Yeah, so there was a moment. So I actually had like a really severe illness, and I was bedridden for about 4 years, and I was really, really sick. And
do you mind us asking what that was?
Yeah, it was Lyme disease. Well, that's kind of what we came up with after every test in the world and everything. So I was really sick and bedridden. And I remember one night I was laying in my bed, and I was at home in Utah, and my heart rate was like 170. Like I was like, I'm gonna die. Like this is not good. Like, and I just remember a voice telling me in my head, like I was like, why do I have to do this? And it was like, you have to go through this because you're gonna help a lot of people, but you're gonna get better. And that was like the turning point for me, that like, okay, I'm ready to like get better. And that's when kind of like the stars aligned and everything, like these amazing people came in my life. And you know, now I'm feeling much better and able to do what I feel like passionate about. So that was my like moment, I guess, was it was pretty crazy.
Shivers.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, giving a shout out to people that are dealing with Lyme disease. My niece has been dealing with it for years, much better now, but I know that it can be a totally debilitating, years long of suffering. So important to keep that hope for everyone out there.
Yeah, it is, and for sure. I think a lot of chronic illnesses now and things like that, and I think you just can't lose hope. No matter what it is you're going through, you need to really hold on to that light, whatever it is for you, and just keep going and doing what you're here to do.
I got a question. Have you ever heard a voice like that before?
Not that strongly.
Not that strongly, right?
No, it was like a,
And did you grow up in a religious or spiritual? Okay.
Yeah.
So you've had some kind of familiarity with the idea that you could have this.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, it's incredible. So that point forward, you just committed.
I was committed. Yeah, I think everything shifted 100%. It was pretty amazing. So I feel, you know, as horrible as what I went through for me, I'm so grateful because I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about the big picture and why we're here, and just we're here to connect and be kind and share experiences together.
So who do you go to? Who are your mentors? Who do you go to? Do you have faith? How is it that when you're having a hard time, how do you deal with that?
So, I am really into neuroplasticity. I know that's so
I love
Awesome.
it.
I love that we can just say that.
Words. I love this stuff.
So I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. He is like, I love, and just anyone who has a story. And you know what? Mr. Rogers, like I was watching all of
Mr. Rogers is a crush it, okay? Let's be honest. Seriously crushed it.
Yeah, so like the other night we were watching a documentary on him, and I feel so inspired for people who are not scared to share what they believe in or their truth, or even if it can sound crazy, I just admire people that do that. So
Dr. Joe Dispenza, he wrote You Are the Placebo,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, incredible. So what is it about neuroplasticity that inspires you so much or excites you?
because that's how I was able to heal from my disease. That's how I was able to go from bedridden to crushing it, is because I took a year of my life and was so dedicated to the practice. I did something called dynamic neural retraining system. So it's a neuroplasticity. So you're really rewiring your brain.
With him?
Not with him. It was through retrainingthebrain.com with Annie Hooper.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did that, and that, changed my life.
So tell us about that process. What did
Yeah,
you do?
so it's just an hour a day. You do these rounds, is what I call them. But you're just rewiring the neural pathways of your brain, so you're not stuck in a survival mode. I think so many of us are stuck in this survival mode, and we're resistant, we're angry, we're defensive, and these are
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. So I think that's what I owe so much to my health now is by just simply changing my thoughts and rewiring my brain.
It's like reps for the brain, right?
It is, yeah, it's exercising the brain, yeah.
That's so powerful. I myself went through something sort of similar, and now I have an autoimmune disease. And I'm constantly feeling like I have to retrain my brain. But
Yep.
I'm so protective of myself, and I don't want to be vulnerable because I'm so scared of that happening again. I don't trust myself. How have you been able to learn to do that for you?
That's a really good question, because it is scary, and it's like PTSD, you don't, when you've had an illness and things happen to you, you feel like I don't want that to happen again. But I think you have to have trust in yourself that you have the tools to not let it go down that rabbit hole again, because it starts with a thought and then it goes down and down and down and down. And so I think you just have to kind of trust in what you know is the truth and what you know, and just surrender to that, because there is something bigger and greater, and yeah.
See, that's so profound to me and so interesting to me, because I've always struggled with that idea, like surrender, faith. It always felt like different to me, and somewhere in my head it was confusing. And the more I've sort of just played and practiced with it all, it just feels to me so true that so much healing happens when you surrender.
Yeah.
To something that is you and yet greater than you.
Yeah.
Right? So it sounds like that was part of your experience there. So how do you talk to people about that? How would you encourage them to surrender? Is it something that you just always knew?
I
you've
think
grown into?
through learning so much, through this whole journey of my health and stuff, you have to surrender. If you're holding on in resistance and trying to take control, that's a survival mechanism. And that's where disease happens. That's where, your body's not able to digest properly or filter out, toxins properly. And so you want to be in a place where you feel, calm. And I think that's kind of surrendering. You have to sometimes, because you can't always be in control of everything.
It's so interesting. I have a friend, and she's a pretty well-known actress. And I asked her one time, because I'm obsessed with people that are very successful and happy. And I just asked her, I remember saying, what would you attribute your success in life to? And she said, well, I would attribute my success and my happiness and all healing I've had to surrender. And when I've gotten to a place where I feel like I can't surrender anymore, I realize I need to surrender even more deeply.
Yes.
Which is profound to hear you say it in the way that you do. I guess that's ultimately what
Right.
faith is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you're this kind of glam girl when you look at Instagram, and I think that's part of the inspiration for the show is to showcase more than just the Instagram filtered picture. We want to showcase and have people realize that majority of all people that are successful do have some, they have to master a mindset. They have to have some kind of faith. They have to surrender at some level. And it's just cool. And I think that we need to promote that more out on Instagram. You do such a good job at really bringing that community into it all.
Yeah.
Beyond Instagram, Society Gal now has a really exciting agency.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So like I said, I'm a master connector. I love connecting people, bringing people together, opportunities and things like that. So it kind of just naturally happened where my goal is to really help women share their voice and share their stories, because I think there needs to be more of that. People need to hear the real story. People need to hear, there's just so much out there and there's so much noise and fluff, and I feel like just the real stories need to shine. And so my goal with Society Gal was to really take on clients who have this amazing story to share and really help promote them and get them out. And so it's been amazing. We just launched a month ago officially, and we already have, almost completely full of clients, and like Lacey's here, she's one of our clients too. And so it's so exciting to just be able to connect and make opportunity happen. It's addicting.
But you have this community of women that is so collaborative, and they're not catty, there's no drama. How do you do that?
It just comes back to, I think, we're all here to do our best, right? We're all here to grow and to experience, and you have to collaborate in life. We're meant to collaborate. We're meant to work together. And so I think I really just wanted to create a community. And I didn't have an agenda with Society Gal. I just knew I needed to create it. And I didn't put anything that people had to buy from. I kind of just said, here we are. Let's collaborate. Here, come together. Post what you want. And I think it just organically became a safe place for people to work together and grow together. So it's been amazing. The women there are just incredible. So
It's very filled with dreams. Build it and they will come.
And they came in droves.
yeah, it's been amazing.
Right. Well, let's, where can they find you, first of all?
Yeah, so you can find us at societygal.com, or you can check us out on Instagram at the Society Gal.
Ooh, nice.
Right.
Okay, we're going to take a little break, hear one of your clients, a great story of success in the beauty realm, and then we're going to all come back for the final segment. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.